utter bullshit. My daughter turned around to me, she went, Mom, one side of your body's not working. Fuck the lot of you.
Give me the blueprint that anyone here can take if they hit that rock bottom. Podfast is back. 6 minutes, one guest, and no time to waste. Jude Statham, serial entrepreneur, CEO of Comebacks. You know, when you first told me about doing this Podfast, you said be prepared for a podcast of failures.
Correct.
Why?
So I had an amazing business, took it international, invented a product, got it into all the retailers in the UK, got it into America. It sounds like the ultimate dream business, but I did end up losing it because a few weeks after we launched in America into Toys R Us went bump, and it left me with £1 million worth of stock in America, a very unhappy investor. And that was the beginning and the end of my international dream business.
Brilliant. So that's a 1 minute podcast.
No, I think that the thing is, like, I say it quickly because it's less painful. And if I say it quickly, I don't have to think about like the 10 years of my life that went into it. The fact that I gave birth to my daughter and 6 months later started a business, and that became the most all-consuming thing ever. It probably led to partly to the demise of my first marriage. You know, if I say it quickly, it doesn't feel quite so painful. I can, you know, focus on the successes of it because it was incredible.
We're riding the high.
Well, yeah, but I also, like, I was watching things like Dragon's Den at the time, or The Apprentice, and watching them go and pitch to fake retail boards. And meanwhile, I was walking into Asda, standing at a coffee table with my business partner and getting a listing in Asda and going, it's nothing like that on the telly. You don't go with a presentation. You don't go with a room full of people and all that. You literally walk into Asda. They give you 5 minutes of their time. You're pitching in front of every other, like, there's no time to be shy. You're sat at a coffee table. If you're lucky, you might even be stood in the stairwell singing for your supper to get a listing, and getting a listing off a major retailer like that. Like, you have to know your elevator pitch.
If you've got a minute to capture one person's attention in that elevator pitch, what do you include? What do you not include?
I found the biggest thing to include was our story. Like, it was the origin story. Why was I there with my business partner, stood in Asda thinking they should stock my product? You don't get another opportunity to go into a major retailer and pitch when you failed. I mean, we did manage to get back into Boots, but it took another year to get another meeting. So you make damn sure. So we went through the whole thing, like, what the hell went wrong? Well, she didn't give a shit about the presentation. She didn't want to know. So we just did what we did when we were pitching to other people about the business, like you would to your friend, like told them what the business was about, which happened to be our origin story. Like, why were we there?
Jude, if I gave you a big red button,
yeah,
and if you pressed it, you would have the success of now, but with none of the failures attached that you've been through, would you press it?
Well, I haven't got any success now, so I would press it and go back and redo it, yes.
What would you redo?
Best single thing we ever did for that business was a TV campaign. We managed to convince an advertising agency to produce a TV campaign for us at minimal cost. They sold the dream to a director and creative who wanted an advert in her books that was with children. So we got everything budget without realising it. That ad campaign won awards. It was that good. It went on the TV. This is before the technology we know now. But I could sit on the, literally, it would come on Nickelodeon. I could sit on my laptop and watch the people logging in by their thousands to our website. It was this, like, if anyone says there's no point in doing TV, utter bullshit. It was the single most amazing thing I ever did. We could watch the sales.
I'm intrigued. Now, in today's landscape of social media, Instagram, TikTok, everything, where would you put your money? Social media or TV?
I think it's the same deal. I would put it in advertising that gets video in front of people's eyes. I'd do both. I don't think I would pick. I think, like, visual content in front of people wins every time, however they're taking their visual medium.
Interesting. I want to take you back to May 2023.
Yes.
When your body gave up.
Oh, yes.
What were the warning signs?
There were absolutely no warning signs. So I bought a business. It was a lingerie shop. I put my life savings in. It was a guaranteed winner until COVID happened. So long story short, I ended up losing that business after a lot of painful years. But it coincided with my daughter being exceptionally ill, like hospitalised ill, continually, non-stop for over a year. And, you know, it was just too much. I was trying to save my business from liquidation. I was trying to be in the shop, be at hospital, handle my daughter, It was just carnage. And there was no warning. I was stood in the kitchen and my daughter turned around to me. She went, "Mom, one side of your body's not working." I'm like, "What are you on about?" And everything had just gone south. And so she actually, in her distressed state, phoned 999 and got me into hospital. They thought I'd had a stroke. I just had a major amount of stress all in one go. Like, there was nothing wrong with me other than stress.
From there, give me the blueprint that anyone here can take if they hit that rock bottom to get back to on their feet and thriving.
So the first thing you said is if they hit rock bottom. I don't believe in rock bottom. There is no bottom to rock bottom, which sounds incredibly dark. But I would get up every day and go, things literally can't get worse. And then something worse had happened. I'm like, you could not make this up. This went on for a year, like every day. The very worst thing that could happen, the worst day ever to me, would be me losing my child. We were there, okay? With her choosing to do that to herself. That's where we were. So like things like, you couldn't think how bad things could get. They would keep getting worse. And then it happened again. And so it's like, it can't get worse. Yes, it can. So I think my message is there's no such thing as rock bottom, but at some point that float's coming up. Like, isn't it, at some point you are going to bounce up. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but it will happen. And sometimes you've just got to like know it's going to get worse and just wait for the oxygen to take you up.
Do you have to wait for it, or can you do anything to get the oxygen?
I think I was looking for things like signs from the universe, which sounds incredibly spiritual, not like me, but I literally was. My sign from the universe was I opened my phone while in hospital. I just thought the madness has to end. Something has to turn. Like one thing, anything has to turn. And I picked my phone up and there was a job advertised. I applied for it and 5 weeks later I was in post. And that, like, one part of my life became stable and regular and secure. So I think I took action on that. I guess I had nothing to lose. I didn't think I was employable, to be fair. I didn't think anyone would, this woman who's been like running her own businesses and failing for 15 years. But the first job I applied for, I got. And so that's been a lifesaver, and it's enabled me to create oxygen in my brain and stabilise other things in my life again. And I will be going again. It's just an addiction.
Getting back on it.
Yeah.
Finally, Jude, you say you've run businesses and failed. How do you define success?
Well, I honestly think success is in the journey, because all the things I did in my businesses, especially the one which took me to America several times. You know, I went all around the world. I sat on yachts. I was on the red carpet at Cannes Film Festival. Like, in the world of failure, there's not a lot of fail in that, is there? So, you know, I may not have riches. I might not be sat on my own yacht, but I've got some like really good stories to tell, and I've had an amazing time failing, if that makes sense.
Brilliant. We have a closing tradition on this podcast, which is where the guest, regardless of who they are, answers this one question.
Okay.
What is one message that you've never sent, but you wish everyone would receive?
Fuck the lot of you.
I'm going to have to ask for more.
Because it's all on yourself. It's not about what anyone else thinks or what else you do. It's like, it's my journey. I'm doing it my way. And if no one else likes it, tough on them.
Brilliantly put.
I'm literally crying with humiliation now.